I'm not a religious person at all, really. We live in a religious society, so there's a lot of religious influence. I was baptized in a Baptist church, and I went to Bible study on Wednesdays, and I grew up with a lot of Muslim family members as well, so I got a lot of Islamic influence in me as well, but I'm not a religious person at all. So I just feel like what walking in faith looks like to me and what my relationship with God is, it's kind of important to talk about because I don't know. I don't think it's a complete narrative if I don't talk about it. I don't think faith is something to be played with. I think it's a life essential. I think it's super important for everybody. And because a lot of faith and faith-based things have been manipulated, a huge part of what I believe is that your faith is your own. Your relationship with God is your own. Your understanding of God is quite literally your own. The way that God moves through you, the way that you communicate back and forth, it's yours. It is yours, and it's not anybody else's to define, because there's no way for any of us. I don't think that there's real objectivity in human perception. Like, I don't think that we're able to be completely 100% objective, and therefore there would be no way for us to really be able to say, like, this is what God is, when we are all of God and our material experiences are completely different. Because we do that, and we have our limitations and understanding and our own scope and what our brain is capable of doing, I think that God is so beyond us, right? Like, I think those of us that believe in God and understand it and like have our, feels, like, what we understand God to be, God put all of this here. You know what I mean? Like, God is beyond all of it. The stars in the sky, every universe, every galaxy, you know what I mean? Earth is a single planet within our solar system, you know what I mean? So God set the whole thing up. So why would we feel so proud to lessen God into our own humanistics? Like, what? It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Especially when we talk about God being angered, God being jealous, again, God judging. Like, things that are of human elements. Very much so, because we can't even like put it across the board on species on Earth, right? This is a human thing, and it's a very human specific thing. Why would God be limited to human things? You know what I mean? And so I feel like religion in general, a lot of them are extremely limiting, and it don't make a lot of sense. And unfortunately, because of human nature, and we, got to a point where we was trying to control each other in mass, we used certain tools to do so. And I feel like religion was one of them. And it just makes me sad, because part of the human experience is to have a relationship with God. I think that's a beautiful thing. I think we should all have a relationship with God. But religion can make it really hard on a lot of us. So I did actually want to show you guys a few ways that I practice my faith. Just with a few, I guess, principles we could call them, and how they translate into actual practice. First being grounding. Grounding is like a therapeutic technique, and it just focuses on bringing you and your physicality in connection with reality and the physicality of the earth around you. So just bringing yourself back to earth. Me personally, I consistently live in the clouds. Things can very much feel unreal very quickly. And a lot of the times when I'm really stressed out or overwhelmed, I can just set right back into autopilot. So grounding is a huge, huge practice for me that I consistently do to practice my faith. Another thing is prayer and meditation. Prayer and meditation, they go together to me. Something I was taught a few years ago that has been so profound is that prayer is when you're talking to God, and meditation is when you listen. And so what prayer and meditation look like to you is unique to your communication style and your relationship with God. Don't ever let anybody dictate how you pray and how you meditate. That's for you, and that's very sacred. Another important way that I practice my faith is through praise and release. I think praise and release actually go together as well. It's kind of similar to prayer and meditation. So with praise and release, I think they're two sides of the same coin, because release is just a ways of moving energy from inside of your body to the outside world, right? We can't create or destroy energy, but we can transfer and transmute it. So that's what that is when we're releasing, just completely making sure that we're getting this energy that's inside of us outside of us. And then with praise, praise is a very guided release, a very intentional release that is making sure that it is released in a space of gratitude. The energy is a gracious energy, and it is to be received in grace. So with praise, it is uplifting gratitude and uplifting worship and all of those type of things. And yeah, those are my practices in a few ways that I actually do so. Those are the principles and the way that I actually practice these principles. Having belief in a thing with no proof. Simple, right? Like that's the main thing. There's no proof. I cannot prove this thing, even if I tried. But I believe it to be true. Right? And so what my faith is, if I'm gonna try to put this in like simplistic terms, I believe that we are all here for a reason. Okay? I also believe that nothing happens by there's no such thing as coincidence. And I do believe that everything is connected. I think those are kind of like the pillars. I'm trying to think of like other principles or something that I like have faith in. God is always working for you, never against you. The universe is never working against you.